Good evening, friends. Today, I welcome you all of you in this webinar. Mr. Sandeep Suryakant Kulkarni will be talking on DIY online learning toolkits for better learners engagement. So at present, he is working as a assistant vice president in Harbinger Group. He is specialized in online learning specialist. So just I will introduce him in short. Sandeep is a versatile business leader with progressive experience of 25 plus years in e-learning, products, digital marketing, strategic engagements, corporate strategy, large-scale training operations, and program management. He worked in multicultural environment in America, Europe, Middle East, Asia, Africa, Russia region. So as per my knowledge, he worked in more than 25 countries across the globe. Earlier, Sandeep was working with CDAC. He was instrumental in various international projects for setting up Center of Excellence in Information Technology by Government of India in Russia, Africa, Southeast Asia, Asian region. Sandeep is Sandeep completed his BSc from Sanghamisha College. Afterwards, he completed his MBA from HNCC. After working for a few years in marketing, he decided to shift to IT. So he completed post-graduation in advanced programming from CDAC. Now, Sandeep has published research papers in uh, international level also. He writes the blogs. Sandeep has been interested in nature, photography, traveling, spirituality, Reiki, and emotional healing. He is a Google trusted photographer and top level local guide for Google Map programs with millions of views for his photographs and 360 photo spheres. Friends, again, this is a very short introduction of Sandeep. Actually, if you see his biodata, it is more than 5 pages. But due to the time constraint, just I introduced him in short. So I request Sandeep to take over and please continue with the presentation. Sandeep, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I am really indebted to Dr. Ekar sir for giving this opportunity to me. And then I was really amazed to see, and I'm always actually amazed to see the energy of Yadikar sir, because in this testing times of COVID, he has not just but organized everybody on the platform, and then he wanted to do so many things for the students group. And then when we were talking about conducting a seminar, and then I said, yes, why not? Like, let's do it. The situation is like that when everybody is looking for different options available to them, then this could be a way of doing it. So thank you so much, sir, for this initiative and inviting me for the webinar. I thank all participants who have joined us now, and then they are here. So because looking at the time, I would like to move ahead and then start with the webinar. So today's webinar is on do-it-yourself online learning toolkit for better learner engagement. So of course we'll get into the details, and I'll make sure that I'll show more of the tools than the presentation, because I understand many times presentations can be challenging, but having a look at the tool may be more interesting. So as some housekeeping tips, let's make sure that your microphone is on mute throughout the sessions so that there is no background noise coming. So kindly go to your on the bottom left corner and you can mute your microphone. Keep your videos off, because we will need your videos only when we will be doing question answer session. So I would like to see your faces when you ask questions, because in that case we can make this more interactive. Then if you cannot hear the audio right now, ensure that you have selected the right speaker for audio output. You can test your speakers by ensuring going to the audio settings and then checking the right options. And then, of course, like if needed, you can dial in from phone. But I request you to use the system microphone or the computer audio for this. So thank you all for putting your microphones on mute. So we'll start with this. So everybody's currently, most of us are working from home, or some of us may have started now going to our workplaces. But if you really look at the 19 and its impact on the businesses and education, it's immense. Like nowadays, we are seeing that our houses are turned into schools, and teachers are adopting more online teaching methods as a new normal. And this will going to happen. This will stay there for long, because even after the lockdown, still it would be followed by many of the people that they still would want to work from home, or the students want to learn from home. So this will become a new normal. So our working habits are changing, and then the work from home would be again a new normal. So if I really look at the impact, I was looking at the World Economic Forum and other websites, and I have seen that when you see the COVID-19's effect, and especially on the global education, if you even just see from 25th of February till 23rd of March, in this about a month, 1.38 billion students were impacted, and then schools were closed, and the students were started working from home. So the magnitude of impact is that big. So 1.38 billion students are already, they are working from there. They want to learn from home if the options are provided. We have seen that as far as India is concerned now, the government has announced they're using the terminology of unlock 1.0. So instead of saying lockdown 5, it's very innovative way of saying unlock 1, wherein you give positive signals that okay, things are opening up now, and then we can prepare for that. So before India starts the unlock 1.0 from tomorrow, I think it's right time for us, we all, to start our unlock from 0.1, because from today, or like whenever like time permits to you, we need to have a look at what different options are available to all of us for preparing for this unlock by using more online methods when it comes to the education. So of course our topic is education, so we'll keep our focus on that. So nowadays, if you see, the online learning is really a matter of need than matter of choice, because there is no other choice, but one need to adapt to the online learning methodologies, and remote education is the new preferred way to educate the students when they are learning from home. So I'm sure like most of you must have started either started teaching online, or uh, your kids at home, they have started learning online from their schools. So it was very difficult time for all to, for the online infrastructure, and make it available for all the students for learning online. So when I was again looking at some more statistics, like about 25 to 60% retention of education material happens when it is online. And when like students are learning in class, the retention of the material is at 8 to 10%. So as compared to 8 to 10%, it is like 25 to 60% more retention. Again, if you see, uh, more like about 40 to 60% less time is needed when they are learning online. So there are less distractions, and they can focus more on the online side of things. And then the collaboration and engagement tools are must when we look at those numbers. So those, the schools and the teachers, those who are the early adopters of these collaboration tools and engagement tools, they are really getting benefited, because I have seen many coaching classes or schools or colleges, those who could very quickly their online infrastructure, they are reaping the benefits of quickly shifting to the online mode. If I look at the online learning growth, then I have seen some numbers, and then I saw that in past 16 years, it's about, and it has grown 900% when you look at the online learning. By 2025, they say the overall education, the online education market would be 350 billion. And if you look at the comparative numbers, in 2019, it was at 18.6 billion. So that kind of rise, it will happen with the COVID kind of impact. And of course, it was anyway performing industry, but that will go like that. There are more multinational companies who are using their central platforms for synchronous training program to their employees. And on the educational sides, more online learning is happening now. Students want to get access to the education 24/7, and learners now are preferring the online mode of training and online courses. So on one side, we are saying that okay, going online is important. Online learning has its own merits, and we must do it. But definitely we need to look at the online learning challenges we need to address, because when you're trying to switch to online learning, it becomes very critical to ensure that instructors and trainers are armed with the right tool set to create the same. And then I was looking at the borderline issues, or the broader issues rather. The adaptability struggle is there. So one need to very quickly adapt to the online way of teaching. It is not same as what you do in class, but here you need to adapt to the platforms you are using, and then overall adoption is very important from the teacher as well as from the students. There are technical issues because many of us may not be acquainted to how to use that, and then how to set up the infrastructure. You need to have good internet bandwidth at home. You need to have good lighting at home. You need to have your training material converted to just from the PowerPoints to the very engaging kind of e-learning material. Then computer literacy is, again, in some places it is a problem, because those who don't want to know how to use computer, then their problems are still bigger. Time management is the issue, because suddenly people have started using Zoom for online classes, and they understood that the free version of Zoom gives you only 40 minutes of time. And then they need to then start maintaining the time wherein in 40 minutes how I can effectively complete my class. And then of course the self-motivation, because there is a classic study conducted, and then the way people attend online meetings, it was questions asked and people answered very funnily that they are eating, having their breakfast, they're taking lunch, and then they just keep their mobile phones or laptops, and then keep attending these sessions. And then all sort of distractions may be there if the self-motivation is missing. Then again, there are a few more challenges, like the lack of learning motivation and engagement in students, or the non-mobility of the courses. So many of the courses were designed for offline consumption in the form of another different LMSs, the learning management systems they're using. Again, there are complex course structures which are very difficult to take them online, or the complex tech-savvy requirements for course creation. People feel that they need to have very sophisticated softwares which are needed for creation of these courses. And unless and until there is easiest thing available which can help you to create these courses quickly, then only the adoption becomes faster. Of course, like the efficient course analytics is needed. So when you're conducting courses, you would want to know that how students are getting attached to this, how they're engaged, and then you need to measure their engagement with the courses as well. And of course, there is a bigger challenge of outdated course content, wherein they need to update the course content on one side, and other side, they need to port port the entire course on these newer tools which are available now. And then, of course, like monotonous course design and the way we are used to offering these courses, and suddenly you go online, and then everything changes. So the question here is quickly going to the tool side of it. How we can engage these remote learners and keep them motivated is a bigger question. So the answer, very simple answer, is one need to really use the different do-it-yourself tools, which doesn't require knowing some kind of programming or very difficult settings and all those things. So things are very easy to use. You should be able to create things quickly, and then you need to give that engaging experience to the learner. So that is the most important thing. So with Harbinger, we are into e-learning since so many years, and then since our inception in 1990. So we are 30 years in the market and in the IT industry, and offering different e-learning related products as well as the software services. So our focus on the e-learning side is to create easy to use tools and platforms which can be then used by educators all over the world. And with this objective in mind, today I am going to focus on the different DIY toolkits which are available with us. And of course, like almost all the tools, rather all the tools you can try it for free. So teachers can use it for free. And then of course, like after the initial trial period, you may have to go for the subscription model. But all the tools are available for free for trial. So when I look at the bouquet of DIY tools available with Harbinger, so we have primarily divided these tools into following 4 areas. So our first tool, which is like we need to make online learning engaging. So we have created something. So we thought that what if like you have a PDF file of your course, a chapter, or some bunch of text available with you. In form of a text, then can you create questions automatically? So we have designed world's first artificial intelligence powered question generator. Then we have this personalized interactive video form, a platform where all your existing video assets can be converted to interactive videos. And then we'll of course have a look at it, and then we'll see some examples of it. And then we have created something on the nudge learning. So nudge learning is a different concept nowadays. It's revolving around the micro learning, and really for fighting the forgetting curve, the nudge learning is needed. So if I really talk about the names of these tools, on the online learning engaging, so we have a tool called as Raptivity 2020, and we have recently, we were very agile to come out with this Raptivity virtual classroom, because we have seen that after COVID, everybody want to go online and teach there. So we thought that if we make the version of 2020 available to the teachers, which can be used by the teachers for making the online learning very engaging. Then the AI powered question generator name is Williams. Of course, we will go and see how questions. Then we have a personalized interactive video platform named Exaltive, offered by us. And Plato is a nudge learning platform. So today I'll take you through all these, and then we'll just, like, instead of focusing on the presentation, I would love to take you to the actual tool. So to give you quickly the background, and I'll just switch to the actual platform. So this is a new-age tool for building learning interactions, and there are many templates which are available for ready-made templates which you can use for creating these interactions. So these interactions are basically divided in, we have very cool. So instead of using just a PowerPoint, you can use these cool displays for making your online training very engaging. Then we have differently done games. So the game-based student prefer, so we have that as well. Then we have different level of quizzes, and wherein you can ask questions and keep them engaged. So because I was talking about the quiz, I would like to just conduct a quick poll before we get into the activity. So today, right now, there are about 54 participants, and then can you see a poll on your screen now?
Yes.
So what you can do is you can just answer. This is anonymous poll, so I'll not know who is answering. So I just want to know, what do you do? Like, are you in a teaching profession, or you are doing some kind of corporate training, or you are into the education management side, wherein you are more into the education management, or something else? And if your answer is other, then what you can do is you can just type your answer in the chat window. That's fine. Someone says my voice was a bit low. Is it okay now? Or maybe you can check now. I'm using the computer audio. So if this is better, then I'll use this.
Okay.
Your voice is good, Sandeep. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so almost more than 70% people have voted. So I'll just wait for seconds, maybe 2-3 seconds more, and then we'll just see what results we're getting. Okay, so let me give you 5 seconds. So almost 80%, more than 80% have voted now. Okay, so I think almost 90% plus have voted. So I'm stopping the poll, and then I'll show you the results. Okay, I'm sharing the results now. Can you see the results? Okay, so nice to know that about 87% of today's participants are either teacher, professors, and educators, and we have about 10% from the education management, and there are 4% who are into doing something else. So nice. So I can, the reason of having this poll is to show you how online sessions can be doing some kind of polling and some kind of quizzing, so which makes the overall, it takes the overall engagement to the next level. Right. So when I was talking about Raptivity 2020 and different templates which are available, including quizzes. So let me take you through that, and then instead of going into details and what it does, so I talked about the never seen before, very stunningly done interactions, the micro learning experiences, and then of course there is no programming required. So you log in, use the templates, and publish it, and then once you publish it, you can just use that URL and post it into any chat window so that your students can just go and experience that. So let me take you to the actual product. So just tell me if you are seeing my screen properly. I am on to that activities window now. Can you see that?
Yes, Sandeep, we are able to see it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is the activity templates. So when I talk about them, so we have divided, so you can see there are some games like Bowling Rush, Mountain Climb. These are some of the games. And then Happy Meter is of course a quizzing platform, quizzing interaction or activity. And then there are other cool displays like layered display, panning slide or horizontal parallax. So these are available. So what I'll do is I'll take you to the Bowling Rush game and then let's see how it looks. Or I'll start with the layered display one. Yeah?
संदीप भाई आपका presentation slide उधर ही stuck हुआ है. What's unique about Rapid 2020? It got stuck there.
Okay, so activity 2020, are you able to see or not?
Yeah, we got stuck at that slide only. Next slide which you mentioned, we are not able to see that.
Just a moment. Let me just share again so that give me a moment. Yeah. So tell me if you are seeing the website now or activity.
Yeah, now we can see.
Now you can see. Thanks, Kavita. Thank you.
Yes, we can
Okay.
see now. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So I'll now show you how the panning slides look like, and this is the cool of presenting your content in very stunning way. So instead of just showing few slides, so what you can do is you can use these templates, and then you can see here the fruits, and then if you go to tofu, then it just moves, and then you can see the tofu part. You click on vegetables and then you can see different vegetables coming up there. So, and creating these interactions takes almost no time. So you just need to go log in there, open the template, add your images, add your text, and that's it, you're done. So what you need is you need to have these good quality with you, and then you can use these interactions for for the presentation. And once you publish it, then the URL, and then you use the URL and share it with the students or your class, or even you can launch it on the browser, and you can get this very very interesting interaction. So this is one example of the interactions which is possible in their activity. Another game, because nowadays students are more interested in game-based learning, so it is called as a DGBL, or the digital game-based learning. So we have created this Bowling Rush kind of game where if I go here and I just need to click on the start, then this game-based interaction will start. And when I click on start here, you can see it will start some questions. So the question is, which of the following is a non-metal that remains liquid at room temperature? And based on whether your answer is correct or wrong, and then the game is automatically played. So let's say if I if I give answer as bromine, and when I say submit, so it tells me that yeah, my answer is correct, and then I play the bowling. When I click on ball, are you able to hear my audio as well, the computer audio?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Sure. So this was a bowling, and let's say on the second one, which of the following is used in pencils? And because I know the correct answer, so purposely if I give the wrong one and I say phosphorus and I say submit, now you can say it is also giving you the correct answer, which is graphite, and which is saying that you are wrong. And when you attempt the bowling again, now I click. So it tells me that you missed the strike. So if you answer it correctly, it gives you a correct the correct full strike. And if not, then it misses a strike. So this is how this Bowling Rush game is designed. And then for you, and it's very easy. You just need to log in there, go to the editor, enter your questions, enter your answers, indicate which is the correct answer and which is the wrong answer, and that's it. Like you are done. You just need to publish it, and then your game is ready for use. And what you get is the published output is always HTML5 URL. You can use it anywhere. And those who are interested in let's say in the analytics as well, like which answers are correct, which are wrong, how many students are answering it right or wrong, then the activity 2020, the other version of it, the activity 2020 has got a ScoreMan XAPI compliance, where if you connect it to the LMS, then the entire tracking also happens there. So this is another one. So if I show you some more, there are some interesting ones as well, like the cheese quest game is there, or there is one more display called as a layered display. So if I open this, then you can see that now the layered display will come, and you will be able to see how information which was presented in the vegetable example, now here in the layered display, you can actually show it differently. So instead of presenting it simple bullets on PowerPoint, you can always, so this is now on the POSH, or the issue is very pertinent nowadays, the sexual harassment at workplace. So this presentation was created on that, this particular cool display using Reactivity 2020. So if you click on types, then when you click, then it will take you, it will use this different images combination, and it gives, it represents the text in very, very pictorial format, and which is very intuitive. You click here and then the images changes, and you can see the information as well as the related images for that. And creating this again pretty easy, because you just go select a template, add your images, add your text, and publish. That's the easiest way to do it. So you can just like, and nowadays there is a, people are used to Netflix kind of experience where people want, or the student want, it is in a more non-linear format, wherein they'll decide where to click and what sections they want to learn and all. So that's the micro learning fundamentals which are applied here, and these different kind of interactions are created. So basically, when you look at Reactivity 2020, you can always go to reactivity.com, and all information is available. Basically, you will see that there are two versions. Reactivity 2020 is for people who are more interested, or they are more like instructional designers, where you are course creators, and then after you create the course, students will be using it. Then because of the SCORM and XAPI compliance, you can use it very easily on your LMS as well. And if you are just, if you want to use it just for online teaching without worrying about analytics and whether it is XAPI compliant or SCORM compliant, you can just go ahead and use the Reactivity virtual classroom version, which I have shown you. So there is now no tracking, very easy to create. You go create these templates or activities, and then publish it and use it. That easy it is. So this is one example of the activity, which this is one tool which is made available to the teachers, and I'm very happy to state that after launching it a month ago, thousands of users have registered, and they have started using this for free. Initial 14 days they use it for free. They try publish interactions, and then let's say I'll explain the use case to you. So let's say you want to teach using Zoom. You are going online, showing your presentations, and then students are engaged. But that is more like a one-way kind of engagement, because on Zoom there are not many facilities wherein you can either get into the polls, or maybe a student can chat with you. These things are only available. This kind of interactions or activities are used, then you can take the entire level of interaction to the next stage, wherein you can use this as a pre-class or post-class homework giving to the students in the self-assessment mode. So let's say you have created a few questions and you are publishing the assessment, and then say that, okay, after the class you attempt this, and then tomorrow we'll see. So this can be used as a pre and post-class assessment, or this can be used as a in-class activity, where when the class is going on, you can launch these activities, and then let student play with it, and you can immediately come to know that what they're doing. And of course, you can get the feedback using the chat feature of Zoom, so that the two-way feedback is anyway available for you, the way we conducted our poll as well. So what I think is, though we have a question answer session, so do you prefer, you have any questions on this particular activity? I can pause a bit and do the rest. That is also fine, because after seeing all four tools, then you may get maybe have mixed questions and mixed feelings in your mind. So maybe a good idea to give 5 minutes at the end of every tool and check if any
Hello,
questions.
Sandeep. May I
please.
interrupt?
Sure,
See, I
sure.
have put many questions here. So you can answer it after the session or in the mid of the session, whenever
Sure.
you feel it's convenient to you. So
Okay,
the
so
chat
what I'll
box.
do is I'll try to answer most of the questions online here, and then if
Okay.
I can share more details with you on email, then maybe
Yeah.
I'll get emails from sir and then get it from like I'll communicate with you as well. That is
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot.
okay. So let me just go through quickly the questions which. Let's see. Yeah. So the first question is, can we use this for teaching languages? So you can use this for teaching languages. You can create those different kind of displays, and then you can use that. You can create quizzes and questions based on languages and the activities or interactions which are quiz based or game based. You can use it for that. The second question is, can I use Devanagari script? So yeah, if your computer supports and you have the facility to add it, you can of course. So this is a this supports that. So that kind of language restriction is not there. You have said, okay, I teach Sanskrit, so will it be useful for me? Yeah, I definitely feel this is useful for you because this will take otherwise very textual or very minimalistic PowerPoint kind of experience to the very graphical kind of experience when you teach those things. Next, the MCQ showing in your PPT, those we need to type on website or we can copy paste it. Okay, that's very good question. So the multiple choice questions which I was typing there. So what you can do is before publishing the interaction, you can actually use it. So using a notepad, you can keep your question ready and then questions ready. And then when you go to the quiz editor, then you can just copy paste from your notepad. So that's how it works. Maybe I'll just try to log in here so that, and I'll just give you some exposure to the editor, how it looks like. So I'm going, now can you see here? I'm just logging in from here on the website. I hope you're seeing.
Yes, we can see it.
Sometimes it takes time for refreshing. So, okay. So I'm inside the platform now. So you are seeing here activity for virtual classroom and bowling rush or happy meter or a mountain climb. So I'll because we have seen the bowling rush, I'll go there. I'll say select, and once I select, okay, I say subscribe. Okay, so yeah, so it is taking me to the payment side, and then if they're interested, they can do it from that. But let's say I say sign up, and then let's say you are the first time. I say, okay, I'm an instructor and I'm interested in more like a virtual classroom. I say, okay, use my Google credentials to log me in. And then it's so seamless that using your Google credentials without giving any ID password, very seamlessly you can get inside the platform. Once you do that, now it has taken me inside the platform. I use my Google ID, and once I do that, now I'll be inside quickly. Yes. So, okay, now I'm inside. Again. I think I have opened Rapidity on 2 browsers, so that's the time it is giving me alert that I'm there on 2 different browser windows. Okay. Yeah. So when I'm going here and then let's say okay, so I think I'm using the wrong one. Just give me a moment. Yeah, now we should be in quickly. Sure. Yeah, so when I select Bowling Rush now, it will show me the editor, and then the question you ask, whether you would be able to add the questions and how it happens. So here you can see now the Bowling Rush game is here, and then if you scroll down here, then it's very easy to enter your questions. So you keep your questions ready, and then let's say the same questions which ask you, let's say let's put a question here and see how this looks like. Okay. So my question is, let's say maybe which is the capital of India. Then let's say my options are here, and I just need to type in my options here. I go to the second option and I'll type the question answer there. I go here. Yeah. And I can go on like some answer, and then I need to say which is the correct answer. So we have marked it the correct answer, and then you can add then what kind of feedback you want, if the question is correct or wrong. And then if the question is correct, then you can say, let's say comment. And if the answer is incorrect, then you can say sorry, that's not right, for example. Yeah. And once I do that, that's it. Like I submitted here, my question is ready. And once my question is ready, what I'll do is I just need to go and click on the preview button here. And you see, within no time, we are ready with our question. So the preview will run. You can now see the question which we have just created. So this takes minimum time in creating this, and then once you publish, I can even share the publish URL with you right now, and you can try on your computer immediately. It is available. When I say start, you can see here, New Delhi, and I say Mumbai. I submit, you get the prompt, and then you can get you are ready with the game. And let's say I publish it now. I publish this game which I just created, and very quickly now this URL is available with you. And if I copy this URL, I go back to our meeting window, go to chat, and what I'm doing now is I'm sharing the question which I have just now created and pasting it in your chat window. Now you can go to your chat and check whether you are seeing the link which I have copied there. And you can just go and click on that, and you will be able to attempt that question and play the game online instantly. Yeah, so on the citations, so Dr. Swami is asking whether citation is required if I am copying and pasting questions as it is. So yes, so the on the copyright side of it, one need to take care, because what we're providing is a tool, and when you copy and paste it from internet or use, one need to take care of the copyright issues. So once you are sure that you are using the copyrighted things, then it's fine. That care need to be taken by the user. But I think I'm sure, like, you're aware of there are many educational resources available from where the questions can be taken, or even because you are teaching to your students, you will be able to actually create your own questions and post it as well. Okay, so Dr. Joshi, she has copied, I think she has given me some text, and then she wanted to.
Because many a times, it becomes difficult to use Devanagari scripts in many of
I know. Yeah, you're right.
Therefore, I wanted to be sure if I can use it.
No, absolutely, you can use it. So if I go here again, and if I create it, so I'll just like show you, how it happens. And one more thing I want to show you is this is again a fully responsive platform. So you can use it on laptop, you can use on mobile devices, so you can use it on iPads and that format of devices, and then show you how it looks on those devices as well. Yeah, you can see now. It has immediately responded back to the size we have selected, and you can use it that way. Yeah. So going back here, let's say I'm adding one more question or something like that. Just let me do that. So to give you answer, Dr. You can see now. So I have copied it from there. I just need to copy from the chat window.
Chat box, yeah.
Yeah. The problem is, I think the Zoom chat doesn't allow you to copy. That's what it seems, because I'm doing copying from here. But
we cannot copy from there. We cannot copy anything in the chat box.
I know. So you can click, but you cannot copy. But this works. You can just try the free version, and you can try doing it yourself. This definitely works.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So coming back to this, looking at the time, I know like we are at 5:44, and then I just need to show you more. But I just wanted to put more focus on the activity for today's webinar, because this is the newly created one, keeping in mind the online training requirements. So what I urge all of you is definitely take out some time and then try to use this. And then if you can give us some feedback how you like it, what kind of changes you need, or what new features you want to see on the product, we would be very happy to receive your feedback as well. Quickly going to the other tools now. Yeah, so we talked about virtual classroom in 2020, the 2 versions. So the difference is, in the 2020 version is COM compliant, and the virtual classroom version is just for the online use. So we have not, like those who are not worried about the tracking side, they can use the virtual classroom. Okay, so the another platform I would like to quickly demonstrate to you is Quillian. So this platform we have launched about a year and a half ago, and this is a artificial intelligence powered question generator. So this is so amazing that, let's say you have a PDF available with you or text available with you, and you want to create questions almost instantly. Then what you'll do? So right now, when we analyzed, for creating one very good quality question, it takes about more than 20 minutes for a teacher. Think about, go through the paragraph, understand what you want to ask, create, the distract creation is most difficult because you need to create sufficiently intriguing options as distractors, and that becomes really difficult. So we came up with this platform, which is totally artificial intelligence powered, and you can use this for creating questions instantly. So instead of going through the presentation, and I'll straight away take you to the platform. So this is the website, quillians.com. You go there, you just need to log in. Once you log in, you are inside the platform. And once you are here, can you see my Quillian screen now? Maybe someone
Yes, sir.
can. Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes, Sandeep. Yes.
Yeah. So now I'm inside Quillian's editor, and what this does, you can see now how fast we can come up with questions. So what I have done, I have just kept one. So I have a paragraph on World War II, and what I'll do is I'll see that there are 1015 words, 1015. What I'm now doing is I'm just selecting this text, copying it, and coming back to the Quillian's editor. So I came here, then I just copied and pasted the World War II text here. Now you can see it has taken the entire text along with its HTML properties, and we have pasted it here. So what it does is, it accepts about in between 300 to 3000 words. So that's the limit for Quillians, because for processing it need to have minimum 300 words. And for the free, the limit is 3000 words. Up to 3000 words you can put. So you can say about 10 pages of content can be processed at a time. So let me go here, and I'm giving the title as the WW2 World War II. And I can say, okay, what domain I'm selecting as a history. And then you can select the domain. So selecting a good domain is important because our AI algorithm understands that the domain is technology. So it goes and processes the data. The question quality improves if you select the right domain. So I'm selecting history as a domain. And now see, now I'm going to the next step. Say proceed. So what now it's happening is it has text, analyzing it, understanding what's there in the text, processing it entirely, and what it gives is, after the processing is complete, it throws some keywords to me. So as a teacher, we understand the importance of important keywords in a paragraph. So in the World War II, it has shown me some important keywords. I can select or deselect. Let's say Allied I don't want. Let's say the Belgium I need, or Moscow I need, Russian I need. I can click on show more, and it will start showing me more keywords. And I feel that, okay, this bloody battle, fascist government, German people, or let's say victory not in June 22, may not be needed. So these kind of keywords are important. Then I'll just select and deselect these keywords. If you feel that your important keyword is not there, just go there and add. Let's say the World War II. This thing is not there. Then I can go and just add it there. And then you can see that the word is added on the top. So that is here now. So after you have selected or deselected these important keywords, proceed. Now it will process and gives you opportunity to review the content. So what it does is it shows that, okay, there is one lengthy sentence, right? There are incomplete sentence, and there are 11 pronoun replacements which needs to be done. So let's say now what sentence is saying, it was fought predominantly in the Europe and across the. So what is it? So let's say if question is coming on the word it, then it's not right, correct? So if I click here, then it tells me that I can replace this it with ww2. And now the sentence becomes complete for the to process it. So who is he now? So this the answer is in the couple of sentences before. So what Quillians does, it traverses through the paragraph, understand what this particular he is referring to. And now you can go here and check like what that he means. So let's say it is talking about Hitler, and I can just go here, let's say select Hitler, and that's it. And now it is showing me that my content is 81% ready for it to process this and create questions automatically. So ideally it should be more than 90, then it really gives you very good quality questions. But let's say, let me take a chance and let's say, okay, ideas. If I click on this, it gives me alert that, okay, you're still not above 90%, but I say, okay, continue anyway. And once I do that, then what now this does is it is now processing the content, understanding what kind of things are discussed here. Then it also processes it for questions. It goes to different the algorithms which we have written for it, and then it processes all data and then generates questions from that. Now you can see that it is doing it. So the first stage is in the processing of content is done. The question processing is now happening. Now it will go to the the third area when it will start generating questions. And once your process is done, it will immediately show you the questions. So if I really look at the timeline, on an average, if you really process it well, and then there is a facility to directly generate questions. So let's say you want to skip the step number 2 and 3 and directly go to step 4, wherein you just copy paste content and generate questions, it also works. But in that case, you may have to delete some of the questions which may not be relevant for you. So that's also there. So now, this is started processing, and then you can just go and show you that facility. Yeah, so it takes some time based on your internet speed and how much it does. So just to save on some time, what I'll do is I'll go back to my Quillians editor and show you how quickly questions can be done. So what I'm doing is I'm typing sample text here, which talks about the history of United States of America. And if I go here and say, okay, express mode is available in your premium version, not there. So you can say, okay, proceed. Go to the next step, where it will again show you some of the keywords. Select or deselect keywords, immediately go to the next step, and then it will quickly show you questions which are. So by the time this processes, yeah, this is done. So I go to the next one. I say, okay, skip and get question. So now this will start processing, and you can see immediately it has given me 57 question ideas, in which there are WH questions. So what it gives us, different type of questions. So this gives us questions which are true or false, fill in the blanks. Then it gives me questions on WH, which, where, when, what. And it also gives me interpretive questions. So let's say if I go there, then you can see now, okay, what is the United States of America, or what is the ranking of the US population. If I scroll, then you can see what is to the east of the US, or which ocean is the United States third largest. And then you can get all answers here. So according to the limitations and the way technology is developing, currently we are seeing that questions and answers which are getting generated are about 70 to 80% accurate, 80%. In that case, also, like even if you spend, let's say 20-30% of your time in generating questions, still there is a 70-80% time saving. And now you can see that, if you want to see a very selective type of questions, then you can see here that it has given you the multiple choice questions. And using these existing distractors, it also generates more. So let's say you want to see who the first time in nation's history, the African American was elected as a president of US, and you want more options, you can do that. You feel that, okay, I don't want George Bush, you just delete it. And then you have remaining 4. So once you are ready with the questions, you can see that we have just seen WH questions. You can also see these interpretive questions. And on the right hand side, you can select whether you need short answer type or only recall type questions. So all different question types are handled here: short answer, multiple choice, recall, WH, or interpretive. And then here you can say that this is a fill in the blanks. The dash is the national bird and symbol of the United States, and the answer is bald eagle. And then it also provides you facility to edit the question. If you want to edit, you can just go there and edit. If you want to see the source of this, you can just say that, okay, from the original paragraph from where the question is taken. So that is also available. And once I go to my dashboard, you can then see different questions which were created by me. You can open that particular question set. Once you open that question set, then you would be able to export the question set into different things. So let's say if I click on export here, so it gives me facility to export all these questions and answers in the text format or PDF format or Word format. So once you do that, you can then copy paste and use it on your quiz platform, or you want to print it and give it to the students, you can do that. So that way this becomes very, very easy for you to create questions from any text file you have. Just upload the PDF, upload the text, or copy paste the text and get questions. So we have observed that in about 90 seconds, it generates about 50 questions. So about 1.5 minutes is needed for generating 50 questions. Whereas if you do it manually, one question itself takes 10 to 20 minutes. So this is about Quillians. So if you have any specific questions on the Quillians, I can definitely take those questions now. Okay.
Again, sir, can I interrupt you?
Yeah, please.
Again, my question goes to the same. Will it be possible with Devanagari script?
Devanagari, this is not possible. So Quillians works on English only. So
English only. Because you are using PDFs, right?
Yeah, PDF and Word, anything is fine. But like some of our users have tried Russian, Spanish, German, it works. But the script is that way. But the Devanagari may not work. And
If it works,
mathematical,
it will be a miracle for Sanskritist, and there are many more people are opting for Sanskrit nowadays. So please think about that.
No, it is in our roadmap. We are trying to do this for different languages as well. And one question is Tukaram Chauhan sir is asking it is available for mathematical formula. So it is not, sir. This is presently available for all kind of descriptive content, let's say the management or English literature, languages, the management subjects, and you can use it on that. So what this doesn't work with is mathematical formulas or chemical equations, tables or graphs. So this may not understand. On the descriptive content, you can definitely use it.
Thank you.
Dr. Anita is asking, I need a quiz which allows to give marks to each question and student know whether it is right. So Booleans is basically for generating questions. For analyzing the marks, you need to use it on the LMS. So you can export the questions, put it on LMS and analyze it. Yeah, can we import Word file question? Yes, you can do that. So when you go for the subscription model, you can upload a PDF or Word from there. What about engineering subjects? Of course, the engineering subjects which are descriptive, you can use it. But for the formulas, this is not useful for formula based things. Writing or drafting MCQ, Dr. Swami is asking. True or false, fill in the blanks are big challenges for us. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dr. Swami, for your comment. Priyanka Dasri ji is saying really helpful toolkit for teachers. Thank you so much. Good. So I think I have different comments and questions on the chat window. Sir, we are at the top of the hour. We are at 6 o'clock. So all of you have 5-7 minutes more. I can talk about the remaining one. Otherwise, we can
just continue. You just take the remaining.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes, not more. I'm sorry because it is taking more time. But I thought, looking at the interest, we can extend it for about 5-10 minutes. Then it will be good.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so let me quickly go back to the presentation, and I'll not spend more time there, but I just want to show you that the Quillians, about 12,000 teachers all across the world, and if you really see the bifurcation, then about 55% corporate trainers, 25% teachers and educators, EdTech developers are using, and other people are using Quillians. So 12,000 teachers are presently on the platform. Okay. Then I'll quickly take you to my the next platform, which is Exaltive, which is interactive video platform. So this becomes pretty interesting for teachers because many of the colleges, universities, and individual teachers, they have training videos available. And so all these existing training videos, which may be available on YouTube or on your computer or on some server, let's say Kaltura, or you put it on some kind of a content management system. So what you do is using Exaltive, you can use your existing videos and make them interactive. So if you're seeing some video on YouTube, it is very boring, right? It's only one way. Video only talks to you. You cannot do anything with the video. But using Exaltive, what happens is you can add different layers of interactivity on that. You can add, let's say you are teaching something, so you can immediately add table of content to that, and people can just click on that to go to the next chapter. They would be able to add Google Map layer on the video. They can add questions on the video. So let's say at the end of a chapter, if someone want to attempt questions, then the existing video, without doing any changes on the video, you will be able to add some layers of interactivity. So what I'll do, again, not going into the presentation, I'll straight away go to my platform and show you the example there. So this is the Exaltive platform, and then if you go to the Exaltive.com and gallery section, you will be able to see different examples which are created with the existing videos. So let's say this 6 steps to prevent COVID. I go there on the COVID video and I play this now for you. Just tell me once you start seeing it. So there was one question on using the internet-based content. So you can see that we have used the content from this CP and we have given credits to them. So they are okay to use this for public purpose. So we have using it from there. And you can see that the basic video was there without any interaction, but using Exaltive, what we did, we have added this table of content. Now you can see that the video, I can directly go to the prevention step, or I can directly go to the hand wash tutorial. So let's say I want to go to the, I'll start playing from the initial level. Yeah. Now let's say if I from here I have added this this particular table of content interaction from Exaltive editor. Now I can go directly to the hand wash tutorial, and you can say once I click there, it will take me to the point here on the video timeline where we are talking about the hand wash tutorial. You can see here that this tutorial I can click on. So I have added this button. This button was not there. Let's say I go here again on the table of content and click on the next item, which is high risk for prolonged illness. I click there. Now you can see that it has taken on video timeline directly to the 53rd second, and it will start playing from there. So avoid close contact with sick people, and it will start playing from there. So similarly, you would be able to add different kind of interactions on the video. I can make it very e-commerce friendly, wherein let's say I'm selling some product. I can click on the product and take you to the e-commerce page where people can purchase it. So this is very useful for teaching as well as marketing, both ways. So if I show you, some other gallery example, you will be amazed to see, what kind of interactions are possible. So the training side of use case is take any training video, add table of content to it. Then you can divide it into chapters. At the end of the chapter, add some questions, and you would be able to, students would be able to answer questions from there itself. So let me just play this webinar video. So we have conducted a webinar, and we have converted the entire webinar recording into the interactive video using Exaltive. And if I play this now, you can see that this video will start playing, and you can again you'll be able to see the table of content. You'll be able to take a quiz on that, or you can add a hyperlink on the video, so that clicking that hyperlink you can take them some additional information. Videos can be added on videos. It's a video on video kind of a platform where you want to give more information, so you can do that. Yeah, you can see here now. If I go to the table of content and say a need for MVP, the video timeline will progress to that point. So these blue annotations which are coming, we have added them from Exaltive. That was not part of the original video. And then once you create it, just like I have shared the question with you, the Exaltive video URL. So this URL can be shared with anybody. They can also use it in the interactive way. So let's say I want to share it on Facebook. So what I do, I just go here, click on the share button. I just go and click on the Facebook button, and then you can see that I may not be logged on to the Facebook. Let me just check. Okay, so now I have clicked on, let's say, share it on LinkedIn, and what it does is it will open my LinkedIn. copy the entire thing. I'm sorry, some here. Yeah, let me take you here and then I'll show you how the share thing works. Okay. So let's go back and I'll show you the share thing as well. Okay, so just like 2 more minutes and we are done with this. Yeah. So this particular video we have created. So I have shown you the training example. You can convert your training video to different type of content, adding quizzes, adding video on video, adding hyperlinks for additional information. Now I'm just for the those who are interested in knowing, I'm just giving you one marketing example just to give the complete information on the product. So this we have done for the Gujarat Lions. This was IPL team, and then we worked with them on creating. They want to have the fan interaction video wherein the owner of the will talk to you just like here. And can you see hi here? So if I log on to Facebook, my name and my photograph will appear here automatically. So this is anyway connected to the social media, and I'll be able to post it or rather fetch my name and photograph and show it here. So once the video starts moving, now you can see here. So let's say I click on share on Facebook. Now my Facebook page will open, and this particular video I'll be able to put it with my recommendation. So what happens, like let's say if my friend is recommending me something, then I'm more likely to see. So this is called as a personalized recommendation, wherein you can just create a video, put the share link there, and then recommend it to different people. So by the time this opens, maybe I'll just show you. Okay, so now the real Exaltive magic starts here. Now you can see this cricket video given by them, and then what we did, like we have pulled in Raina's statistics and we can show it on the existing video where it was not there. If I click here, you'll see that the page will open and it will start showing me the details about Suresh Raina Wikipedia page. I close this, my video starts playing. Again, I pause here, and let's say I want to see one stunning catch taken by Raina. Then I click here, and then now you can see the application of video on video. If I click here, one more video will start playing on my base video. This is added from Exaltive, and now you will be able to see the catch taken. So this here is, you can convert your existing videos into stunning looking, very engaging, interactive videos, and then by that, able to understand how your students are interacting with the video, and this will give you a fantastic engagement analytics. So you would be able to see how many students have clicked on, how many students have attempted questions, how many of them have seen the video multiple number of times, and and it can goes on. So it has a great level of engagement analytics which can be presented in the live mode. So right now I have clicked on these many buttons. If I go to this video, I will be able to see that where all I have clicked on this video and how much I have seen. So that analytics is happening. Looking at the time, I think it's already 6:08, and then I pause here so that you can ask your questions. We can take some of the questions on video as well, so that will give us some idea. So I was anyway at the end of the presentation, wherein and then Plato I didn't talk, but it's fine. Like we don't have time, but this is a nudge learning platform wherein, let's say after the end of my class, I want to send some micro learning nuggets to my students, then this Plato can be used for that. So create some smaller micro learning courses and just push it to the students as a recall to ensure the recall for it. Then if I just go ahead and then talk about it. We are at the end of the presentation, so we may be straight away going to the question answers. Now you can, like those who want to ask some questions, they can switch on their video and we can do that. I hope you liked it, and then you want to try these platforms. What I'll do is I'll put these platform links on chat window, or I'll make it available with Yadikar sir so that he can share it with you. on the groups.
Sandeep, tell them the 14 days
Yes, Sandeep.
is free. 14 days. It is free.
14-day trial, yes sir. All these platforms, Quillians is available for lifetime for free. Anybody can use it for free, the basic version. All other platforms like Exaltive or Activity or Quillians, all these platforms are available for purchase also, or of course the subscription model. So if you look at Raptivity virtual classroom, it's available at $99 for a year. So it's nothing. Like for a year, you are spending just like 7,000 rupees, and then you can use it unlimited way. We have Raptivities. Those who are interested in attaching it to the learning management system, then it is annually to $49. If you look at Quillians, which is very, it's very easy to use, and the subscription model is, if you go for a monthly subscription, then it is available at $12 a month. That's it, and you can go for the quarterly version as well. If you look at Exaltive, again it is available for free for 14 days, but beyond that, for a quarter it is just $199. So we have kept the prices very low so that many people can use it very easily. And of course, those who want to use it in the free mode, like using different your mail IDs, you can use it in the free mode. Yes, I think Praveen wanted to ask a question. I just heard him.
Yes, Sandeep, wanted to know about the interconnectivity between these platforms that you have told about. Questions created from Quillians can be imported to Raptivity and so on.
Yeah, so currently, though they have directly not connected, but it's very good question that, let's say you create a questions from Quillians, export it and keep it in the Word format, and you can use those questions in creating Raptivity interaction. So that's quite possible, though it is not directly integrated, but that's possible, because then you can export it, use the Word file, and then create your Raptivity interactions using Quillians questions. Yes, perfect.
Can I ask a question?
In Raptivity, is it possible to import from database like MS Access or Excel?
Yeah, so those kind of integrations are available in the custom solution format, Praveen, wherein if you have that kind of requirement, then we integrate Raptivity to get the data from the database and then create it. So in the standard product, it may not be there, but in the custom development, it's possible. All these products are designed from the integration perspective, where they can be integrated with your existing systems and can be used it like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sandeep, can I ask a question? I'm Santosh from Cochin.
Yes.
From Cochin University. Yeah, I basically two questions. Number one is that how many can we use it in any platform, like with the Mac or any of the iOS? We can use it with any of the operating systems.
Yes. So on the all operating systems, you can use it. All these are SaaS-based platform. So it is a software as a service. So this is available on all platforms.
Number two, one faculty can log in? How many students at a time?
There is no limit, because here these are all tools, right? You are creating something from it.
That's all.
Then you can use it using your Zoom class, or you can use it on the Skype, or you can
anyway. Okay.
So any platform you use, it is possible. So there is no limit on number of students.
And the other one is that do you have a MOOC platform integrated with this?
Yeah. So the platform is not integrated. We have not done it by design, because the requirements are different from different universities.
Okay.
But this is all integration possible. So the products are designed in a way it can be integrated with any platform. The MOOCs, or you can say you have a Moodle LMS, you want to do it with that. So that is also possible.
Okay. Thank you. Very good. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, sir.
So my question is regarding the Quillians tool. Whatever, suppose I have to create a quiz and I have to circulate the students. Whether we have to send the link, or we have to post it in a particular way.
Yeah. So once you create a quiz in Quillians, so there are multiple ways you can do it. So one way is you can export it, and then the questions can be used on, because there are so many quiz platforms in the world. We thought, let's not reinvent the wheel. So the real challenge is in creating good questions. So once you have good questions created, then you can use any quiz platform to deliver it. And then at the Quillians platform itself, we have given that facility. We call it as a Quilly quiz, and the Quilly quiz, what it does, it just takes your questions, publish it as a Quilly quiz. So that is possible. So with Quillians, then inbuilt platform is there on Quillians where the exported questions become flashcards, and on one side there is a question, other side there is answer, and that Quilly quiz can be published, and then that URL can be shared with the students, wherein it can be published for the self-assessment. They can just go through the questions, attempt it, and rate themselves whether the answer was correct or wrong.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was very wonderful session. Thank you.
Yeah.
धरणे सर काय प्रश्न विचारायचे काय?
हो तोच मी विचारला लागलो. सर basically this is a very good tool, no doubt, but how to judge the performance of the each and individual student?
Sorry sir,
Hello,
slightly low, can you ask again?
no, what I want to say, if I assess the students performance individually, whether it is possible by this tool?
No sir, these are not assessment tools. All these are creation tools. So you can create questions, you can create assessments, you can create interactive videos. But for assessment, you need to use learning system. LMS need to be used for this.
Okay.
So tracking the individual performance. Yeah. For tracking the individual performance, the tracking is given, wherein once you connect it to the LMS, let's say you have a Moodle LMS, or you have a, let's say you are using Google Presentation, or you are using Blackboard or Canvas or any LMS for that matter. So this tool has got facility that the SCORM, SCORM thing, and then it can be integrated with LMS so that all tracking information is passed on to the LMS. Then individual student-wise performance tracking is possible.
Because you see, all Indian education is depend on the mark.
Right.
Okay. And for that purpose, there should be a tool for assessing the students individually on that particular topic.
Correct, sir. But I think that is primarily handled by LMS. So I think we have not got. So we were more focused on providing these facilities because we know that LMSs are available and people are anyway using it.
Yes, sir. Very nice.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
If you have some time, Sandeep, can I?
Yeah, please.
Any more questions?
Yes, sir. Sandeep, I'm Sandeep.
Hi, Sandeep.
Very nice presentation and very good products.
Thank you.
What I just wanted to know is whether it is possible to have this in the offline mode also, because connectivity is an issue everywhere. Even in this presentation, there was quite a problem here. But is it possible to redistribute the quizzes and the exhaustive interactive videos that we create whenever we want to redistribute it to the students or the marketing person?
No, Sandeep, because all these are like everything is happening online and in the SaaS mode. So the offline versions are not. So activity we used to sell the offline version, the desktop version so far, but because everything is shifting to SaaS now, we have decided to stop that. So we used to have earlier activities classic version, which was the desktop one, but we decided to migrate totally to SaaS now because of that.
Thank you.
Okay, Bajaj, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sandeep, just out of thanks बोल देंगे बजाज को अभी?
Sure, sir.
Yes, जरूर, sir.
We'll close the session. So
yes,
before we close that, here I want to mention that this group consists of two groups. First one is HNCC alumni who are in the education field. They are there in this particular group. And second one is Siddheshwar Devasthan's Engineering College and Polytechnic heads. These two groups are there in this particular webinar. They participate in this webinar. So I propose our Siddheshwar Devasthan CEO, Mr. Nadgowda, also is attending this particular section. So I request Praveen Bajaj to extend a vote of thanks. Praveen Bajaj.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, am I audible? Please confirm.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, let me congratulate all the participants here that they have been an active participant in this particular session of online do-it-yourself online content. I would like to extend my thanks, especially to Sandeep Kulkarni for the innovative tools are available, which probably the upcountry faculty of Sholapur were unknown about. So your introduction to these tools that you have given regarding Raptivity, Tulions, Exaltive, all these are really unique ones. We were things happening which good way using artificial intelligence and technologies. So your this introductory session has given which technology can be useful in the education field. So very big thank you, Sandeep, from all the people here in the group, both HNCC alumni, Siddheshwar Women's Polytechnic. I extend my thanks to Elikar sir also. He has taken efforts to establish this platform and bring in, invite Sandeep to conduct this session, give us this idea about how things are available, how technology is available for the education field and online thing. It's needed very necessarily in the communities, especially in this pandemic situation. Most of the session have given this idea about the education field and online the next academic year of 2021 in the initial phase. And if this platform helps, then this platform is used, then it would be a very effective way of and maybe that goes long ahead for students also to use. So with the words of thanks and gratitude towards Sandeep and Elika sir, thank you Elika sir for giving me the opportunity to cross to this vote of thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I keep this open for some time. So before, by the time people are leaving, if any chat, then I can just respond to that. So I'm just keeping it open for some time.
Thank you. The tools are very useful. I hope everybody will be able to use it easily, but more practice is needed, I think.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Sandeep, in today's discussion, one student from US and one from Australia, they also joined this particular session.
Oh, that's
Anish
nice.
from USA and Naneshwari from Australia. She also joined this particular session.
They joined this. Thank you so much for taking time out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep and Yeka sir, for providing such a wonderful session. It was really great to see these websites and platforms. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep, sir. Thanks a lot.
If you have any questions, you can write to me on email. Yes, I have shared it with Yerikar sir. I think with my profile it is available. So you can
okay.
Yes, Sandeep.
Yes.
Among the platforms that we have shared, Raptivity, Exaltive, and Tulions, you said Tulions is available. It's an open thing available as of now.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So
we can use it on regular.
Lifetime, yeah. Williams is lifetime free.
Okay.
नाडगौड़ा सर का प्रश्न विचार देगा नाडगौड़ा सर any question you want to ask?
Sir, Sandeep sir, thank you very much for giving a very informative session for all of us. But the thing is that we need to develop a lot as far as to reach to these tools and all that from our side. That we'll have to develop a lot of students as well as teachers. They need training. So definitely we will try our level best. to adopt all your tools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And any help needed, sir, we are there because any initial training or any information you need, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely.
Sandeep,
yes, sir.
Sir is a CEO in our Devasthan Education Institution.
Okay. That's
and
nice meeting you, sir.
He is the chairman of Sweri English Engineering College. Wonderful.
Okay. Nice.
So he's a big person, I can say.
Yeah,
big
absolutely.
personality.
No, it's not like that, sir.
I'm grateful, sir. Like you are attending today. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, definitely.
You have taken a lot of time, like more than an hour. You are sitting and watching. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Because the session itself was very interesting, and your narration was also fantastic, and I liked it very much.
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm from Solapur, so with Solapur, everything is always.
Sir, in the introduction itself, Dr. Yekar sir has told that
yes,
you are from Sangmeshwar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
धरणे सर काय मी काय ओळखूच ना धरणे सर आयडी व्हिडिओ वाढली
ओळखायचा काय प्रश्न नाहीये संदीप सर
yes sir
Sandeep sir
yeah
now we are going for outcome based education
uh-huh.
in which assessment is a very big tool. That's why whatever creation platform is there now, that assessment should be there side by side.
Uh-huh.
Because we are accredited, and now there is a era of outcome based education. That's why assessment is essential. That's why assessment should be there.
Yeah. Sir, I could not hear your last line.
Sir. Now there is an era of outcome based education.
Right. I understand that.
And outcome based education is totally dependent on evaluation and assessment.
Correct. Right.
When you prepare, when you create some platform now, that time assessment of that is essential.
Right.
So that our teaching cycle be completed.
Right, sir. Yeah. So for using that assessment, what I was telling is nowadays there are so many platforms which are available for online assessment, and then so all these tools then can be very easily used platforms as well.
Okay, okay, those are available. We have to go for the separate tools there.
Yeah. So आवाज थोडा बारीक येतो त्याचा मला फार
अच्छा yes Yekar sir thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a very informative session, as well as it's a very good tool for online teaching. Then we get some material, no?
आपल्याला पुढे गायडन्स करतील तुमचे काय क्वेरीज असतील प्रश्न असतील सांगा माझ्याकडे आपण त्यांना पाठवूयात आणि त्यांच्याशी आपण इंटरॅक्ट करूयात तुमचे काय प्रश्न असतील तर
पण आता ऑनलाईन किती प्रमाणात सुरू झालं सर म्हणजे आपल्याकडे इंजिनिअरिंग लेवलला ऑनलाईन शिकवतात आता ऑनलाईन झूम वर वगैरे
शिकवता सर धरणे सर तुम्ही सध्या
थँक्यू व्हेरी मच
कसं शिकवता सध्या तुम्ही कसं शिकवता म्हणतात ते ऑनलाईन शिकवता का सध्या ऑनलाईन शिकवता
ऑनलाईन टीचिंग सुरू आहे ऑनलाईन येस आणि ऑनलाईन असेसमेंट सुद्धा आम्ही ऑनलाईन टेस्ट सिरीज सुद्धा घेतले आणि आता या 2 महिन्याच्या काळामध्ये प्रत्येकाची किंवा प्रत्येकाचे 8 एक्झामिनेशन झालेले आहेत आणि खरं तर त्या Moodle टूल वापरून सुद्धा हा करता येतो, नाही असं नाहीये, पण आम्ही व्हॉट्सअप टूल वापरला आणि त्याच्यामध्ये असेसमेंट केलं.
अच्छा अच्छा. आणि आता तुमच्याकडे काय झूम वापरता का सर? कुठला वापरला जातो ऑनलाईन साठी? स्काईप का झूम काय वापरता?
काय म्हणता सर?
तुम्ही कुठला टूल वापरता म्हणलं? झूम वापरताय का काय? तर गुगल चाललंय
ऑनलाईन साठी हा झूम वापरलेला आहे आतापर्यंत आणि गुगल मध्ये गुगलचे काही ऍप्लिकेशन आहेत त्याचाही उपयोग केलेला आहे आणि तिसरं म्हणजे आम्ही असेसमेंट करताना ओरल एक्झामिनेशन जे घेतो ना त्याला 1 to 1 हे पाहिजे, तर त्याच्यासाठी सुद्धा गुगल वापरतो. हा, ओरल एक्झामिनेशन म्हणजे ऑनलाईन टीचिंग झालं, ऑनलाईन पेपर असेसमेंट झालं आणि ओरल एक्झामिनेशन झालं, असे 3 याच्यामध्ये झालेले आहे. फक्त प्रोजेक्ट अँड प्रोजेक्ट असेसमेंट हा एक पार्ट आमचा राहिलेला आहे. तो त्यासाठी काय करायचं आम्ही थोडासा विचार करतो, कारण आपल्याला प्रत्येक चॅप्टर वाईज किंवा युनिट वाईज मायक्रो प्रोजेक्ट आहेत, त्याचं असेसमेंट हा पार्ट एक राहिलेला आहे, त्याच्याबद्दल आम्ही तो विचार करावा लागतो.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Can I end the meeting, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Nadagowda, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. I'm just ending the meeting. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.